today, lunch and learn today, we're going to talk about working with renters. Jenny, did you get that call yesterday from that young lady?
Yes, Ashley. Yes, I did.
Ashley? Yeah.
She has a City Fest voucher of I believe 3,023, and she's looking for something in like Terrytown. So I told her I'll help her, but you gotta fill out all the paperwork.
Yeah. And is she cooperating?
Well, I haven't received anything. She said she's gonna do it, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right. That's good. That's all we can ask.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about that because if we're going to have to make other consideration, let's focus right now for the immediate future. I think working with renters is something that you should continuously do anyway. I don't think that even if you are listing properties or you are working with several buyers who are cooperating and they're totally willing to pay you a commission, I think working with renters is still a great situation. Working with a landlord or working with renters. Rentals are always going to generate for you some quick money. Even
Joe,
if it's
you know that client Alina that I found her an apartment.
Yes.
She actually wants to buy a condo in a year, so she's gonna use me. So it works out, you know.
It always, as long as over this next year you stay in touch with her, she might have to look for you, but that should not be the case. You should be top of
I text her
mind.
all the time, and
Yes.
I connected her with Mika because she's fixing her credit now. She's like, as soon as my credit gets good, we're gonna buy, and we're just saving money. So
that's excellent. So we need to keep people like that very happy. We need to make sure that, I mean, you already know how to do that now, so you should go find her and get her on the happy birthday and anniversary of your rental, or even just, hey, it's been 3 months that you've been in your apartment. I hope everything's great. And then coming up, we've got Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day. We've got all these great holidays that she's not going to forget about you, right? We know how to do that. We can go back in another day on Lunch and Learn and remind ourselves how to put people on automatic notifications through our CRM. But anyway, good news. That's great news, Jenny. And she also did that really great social media post for you.
video,
right?
yeah.
Share this tab instead. Where's your review? So now can you see my review? This lady did a recording for Jenny, which is over the top. Over the top. But Jenny took her post and put it on there. Did I put a comment on here? No, I did not. And let's put a couple of symbols in there. And I'm going to go and put in some 100. Let's put that on there. And anything else. Great. Boom. There you go. Look at Barada just did that.
Oh, thanks.
Welcome. So let's get back to our working with renters. The big picture. Why would I want to work with rental leads? There are a lot of people that want to move to home ownership, but they just can't. They just don't have the money to do it. The reality is that there's a lot of folks out there that want to buy a house. They make good money, but they don't have the down payment money, right? So Jenny already now has a clock. We just talked about this a minute ago. You have a clock when you just rented somebody, this young lady. How long ago did you close, Jenny?
A couple weeks ago, like maybe
so she was August 1st rental?
Yes, August 1st.
August 1st. So we know now August 1st is when her July 30th is when her lease is going to expire. So
Right.
July, June, May. So somewhere March or April, she needs, if she is going to buy a house, she needs to start looking in March or April. So you're
She
going to
needs to
be
start
reaching
looking
out
more.
to her right after the new year, Valentine's Day. You're going to already think about homes to send her so that she has to get the juices flowing. A lot of times.
So I should try to get her pre-approved by March or April to come.
Correct. You need to get her pre-approved, get her all ready, whatever it is. So you have to make sure that you're keeping in touch with her, stay in touch with Micah as well, our credit repair person, so that you can see how it's going. Keeping her on track is going to help. Because if you wait until March or April to contact her and go, hey, your lease is going to be up in August, are you ready to shop? She might not have been complying and doing the thing. So to stay encouraging is always helpful. Every now and then, send her, like after the new year, not now, start sending her some homes, like really cute little apartments or private homes. She's looking for a private home.
She wants a condo.
It gets the juices flowing. When you've been to a car dealer and you're like, oh, okay, you know, not ready to buy a car, they keep sending you stuff. It's like, oh man, that car is really nice. I hope I can get to it soon. I really got to save some more money because I really want that car. Or I really got to save some more money because I really want to move out of here. I really got to save some more money because I really want that house. Oh my gosh, I got to stay on track. So squeaking out every now and then a property, put it on your to-do list in your CRM that somewhere in February, just find a single family home, like a 3-bedroom, really cute, adorable, everything that's just like, wow, that's so beautiful. Just send it to them. Say, I was thinking of you. What do you think of this house? Just to get the juices flowing. Anytime anybody ever tells me that I'm waiting for whatever, what are you waiting for? Oh, we're not ready yet. We're going to be ready in 3 months. Don't wait 3 months to start sending him stuff. Send him things right away. What you don't want to do is put them on a drip. If they didn't say, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom Cape Cod in Mamaroneck, if they didn't give you specifics, don't put them on a drip, because then they'll get bombarded with homes and they're like, what are they thinking? Why are you bombarding me with all these listings? That's why once in a blue moon, you put it in your reminder, in your calendar. Let me send them one house. Let me just send her one house in February, just as a teaser to see where she's at. And don't just send them a house with no explanation on it. Just say, I'm trying to get a feel for what your likes are, what your tastes are like. Is this something you like? Do you like hardwood floors? Check out this kitchen. What do you think? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of this kitchen? And you'll get some dialogue and some feedback so that you're not wasting time when the time is right. Also, if she says to you, I don't like that kitchen, I like an older, like farmhouse style kitchen. Okay, great. So now wait a week or two and they just say, you mean like this? And they'll take a look at that picture and go, yeah, that's what I'm looking for when I'm ready. But you know, I'm not ready right now. That's okay. And now you know the next time you can just send her something that's more geared toward their taste.
And it's like to kind of spark a conversation too, and kind of get them to.
Of course, that's the whole idea. Is you need to be their resource for when they have questions. You need to be their resource when they got stuff on their mind about a house or anything real estate. They have the answer. And if you're that person to them and they meet somebody else, this Alina lady, friend of yours, Jenny, client, this lady says that she's having a conversation with someone else and they have real estate questions. That other person that they talk to says, oh, I have a real estate question. She's going to say, you need to talk to my realtor. Hang on, let me get your contact information. Here it is. Call her. She knows everything. She can answer any of your questions. She can guide you. She can prepare you. She's helping me fix my credit right now. She put me in contact with a credit repair person, a mortgage person. Every now and then she calls me up to say hi. That's the kind of stuff that you want. But somebody that is paying rent, that's not relying on government assistance, those people after a year go, you know what? I just threw away $36,000 on rent. I could have been living in a beautiful house, and that money could have gone towards my mortgage instead of towards my landlord's mortgage. I mentioned yesterday that we went to look at a property that Christian and Julia manage. I went there because they have a leak in their bathroom to the apartment downstairs. They're paying $4,300 a month rent. $4,300 a month rent. Let me take a second now and do this. Watch this. 4,300 times 12 months, $51,600. They're going to be paying a landlord $51,000. I think that's insane. If you have $4,300 a month to pay in rent, you need to fix your credit, you need to do something, and you need to buy a house. That's insane to be paying that kind of money. You're paying your landlord's mortgage. Anybody disagree with that? So if you can have that conversation with people and explain to somebody, you might even want to make a nice social media post about it and saying that average rent in Westchester County is $2,700 a month. $2,700 a month times 12 months is blank dollars. You could be owning your own condo for that kind of money every month. Just in conversation. Talk to me. Ask me how. Something like that. Renting, staying in touch with your tenant, your client, puts you in a position to contact them in time so that we can get them to buy a house. That's the idea. I would always continue to do rentals. I remember when I became a broker, I ran into one of the agents that was one of my instructors. She was a broker, but she worked for, I don't know, Prudential or something like that. And I got a doctor, one of the doctors on my answering service, I found him a new office. So I went in those days, we didn't have electronic lock boxes. So I had to go to the Prudential office to sign for the key to the property. So I went to the office and I was at the front desk, and this Lori came in and she said, "Hey, Joe, how are you? How's it going?" "Great." "Oh, that's nice." And she said, "What are you here for?" And I said, "I'm here for the address on Airmont Road over here." And she goes, like almost with disgust in her voice, she said, "You're a broker. You're doing rentals?" Like I volunteered to shovel horse shit behind the horse and buggy. Like that's how she sounded when she was asking me about that. Like I had the most demeaning, lowest job. And it turns out I ended up selling that doctor a small building a few years later. I found him a great office and I sold him something later on. So yeah, do I do rentals? Yeah, I always do rentals. Always have, always will, especially commercial rentals. But on residential rentals, those people in the past, I've had lots of success getting somebody an apartment, staying in touch. And when they paid 1 or 2 years of rent, they call you up and say, "I'm ready. I'm tired of giving my landlord all this money. I need to get out of here. Get me a house." Bed Bath and Beyond, it's the greatest store. That was the most perfect store for somebody that just bought a house or just got an apartment. They had everything in there, especially if you just got a new apartment, pillows and sheets and coffee pots and frying pans and everything. Ideal situation. That was a great store. Anybody ever go there? Good store. After your client move into rental, add them to this email campaign. Invite everybody, by the way, to follow you on social media. You really need to be driving people to your social media page and getting them to follow you on social media. So make sure that you talk to everyone that you know and say, "Hey, are you following me on my social media, on my Instagram? You follow me on Facebook? Could you do me a favor? Do it right now. Follow me right now." I do that all the time. You know that we're at meetings and I constantly say, "Everybody in this room, everybody follow everybody. Take 5 minutes out. Everybody follow everybody." You really need to do that. And when you're there, you should be liking and commenting on everybody's posts as well. If we all did that, There's 100 people in this office. If everybody followed everybody, and you, Jenny, took a new listing or got a new client or something that you post on social media, there's 100 people that all have between 500 and 1,000 followers or contacts. That's a anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 people will see your post. Really important that you do that. Okay. So keep in mind, the reason somebody inquires about renting, never discount the renter. Never look at a renter and be like, don't waste my time with renters. Because renters, ultimately, even if they continue renting, they get tired of the place they're renting. They want to rent again somewhere else. Renters, regardless, are still a source of referrals. You get a renter and you did a great job. Maybe they can't afford a house or never want to buy a house. Doesn't mean that they're not going to be looking and talking to people and saying, Jenny was so great. Even though I'm not looking for another house, you're looking for a house, you got to use my realtor, Jenny.
She's gonna tell everybody in the hospital where she works about me.
Yeah, you need to give her a stack of cards.
Yeah, I mailed them to her. She said she hasn't received them yet, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll send her more. I'll just drop it off at her
birthday?
Huh?
When's her birthday? Do we know? You need to find out.
Yeah.
And then send her Sherry's Berries, $49. Send her Sherry's Berries for her birthday.
Okay.
Chocolate covered strawberries. They're $48 delivered to the door for a dozen strawberries. These are great.
God. So delicious.
These are so great. Everybody loves them. $34 for half a dozen, $44 for a full dozen. $44. Delivery included. If you have somebody who's a good client or decent client, something like that, just send them. All of a sudden, it puts you in a different category. Did I stop sharing? I did. Puts you in a different category. As soon as you treat them special, they think of you as special. Just keep that in mind. Renters have great credit scores. They don't realize they can afford a home. That's why education is really good. You can start a whole campaign on comparing renting to buying. What would be your objection to signing something that's required? I just don't understand. The signing of agency and fair housing, are you cool with that? Well, no, I don't want to sign that. These are just disclosures. It just says that I'm representing you. And the other one says, I'm going to treat you fairly and I'm not going to discriminate. Why wouldn't you want to sign those things? So we got those out of the way. And this one is an exclusive right to represent. If you want me to work for you, why wouldn't you want to sign this? I don't get it. Why wouldn't you want? So those conversations you need to learn to have of like, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you want to sign this? Doesn't make any sense. You don't want to sign this? Why? It's a required disclosure for New York State. This document now, this exclusive right to represent, is required by law. I have to get anyone I work with, I have to have them sign an agreement that they understand that I work for them, and they understand that there's going to be some monies going by and who's going to pay it. They got to know that, period. And if you don't want to sign that, see you later. You're going to have to get good at it. Yesterday, I had a conversation with one of the agents here, and she said, you know, I've got some free time on this day and this day. What should I be doing? I said, should be making appointments and going and look at empty homes. Take a friend, whoever you know that's off, a mother-in-law, a mom, a cousin, put somebody in the car with you and go look at a property on a day off. Why is that? Because when you finally get a real client, you can't just panic and say, oh, I'm ready to go. And what do I do? You've already practiced. You've been in some homes. You've unlocked some doors. You've done a few tours with somebody and you practiced. So you're not practicing on a client for the first time. You just got to get some practice. And the only way to practice is to do. That's it.